Playing solo because it's my last desperate attempt. It was something that we call in Latin shit or bust, really. You know, I've done everything else. I've been in a punk band and it all come to nothing. It ended up with Spandau Ballet, and I've been in the army to drive a tank, and sadly when you've driven one tank you've driven them all, really. So I got myself out of there and I thought, well, you know, I'm 25, I could give this one last go. So I thought, well, what's the probably most daftest way, not really, but what's the way that I'm going to get the most of what I need out of it is to do it solo with an electric guitar and see what happens. So it's just like really pushing a piano off a cliff and see what happens, and this is what happened.
Brilliant though, because in a way it made you stand out, it made you really unique.
That was my USP, yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer now, you know, one guy playing solo with an electric guitar. And it was partly so that I, you know, could play in rock clubs. You know, because I knew there was a great folk club. I used to go to folk clubs, but it was a small circuit. You know, it wasn't going to get me. For someone who'd been inspired by punk, it wasn't going to.
I saw you when I was in college. I saw you at the Newport Folk Festival. It was probably like '87.
Yeah. And
you were fantastic. It was you. I didn't know who you were. I mean, I don't know that many Americans.
I didn't know I was. I thought I was a one-man Clash, but when I came to America and started talking about this guy Woody Guthrie, so I thought I'd better check him out. I mean, I knew who he was. I knew why he was important, but you couldn't buy his records in England in the 70s. You know, even in the 80s, it was tough. So when I first came to America in 1984, that's when I was able to buy the Library of Congress double album, which I think is the definitive Woody Guthrie recordings. You know, what he's talking about his life, and he's singing the songs with Alan Lomax. Right. And that sort of opened a whole new idea of, you know, what was what about the music that I was most inspired by, you know, sort of understanding that it didn't start with the Clash. It didn't start with with Bob Dylan. There was something before that.
Do you write in a different way when you're like, I'm going to go play the solo, as opposed to I'm going to do something with a band?
I think really, if you listen to me playing with the band, I'm still playing solo deep down inside. I'm a very percussive guitar player. You know, it's the way I play. I'm doing the rhythm with the guitar. I'm doing the melody with my voice. So the guitar is more percussive. The guitar player probably I most model myself on is Ry Cooder. I really like Ry Cooder. He's got a good click and bang in his style, and he's one of those people who impresses you with what he doesn't play. The gap he leaves, the space. I love a bit of that, and I'm ever so pleased to say that his most recent record is really political, much more political than me. Yeah, the last album he made, it's like he's somehow channeling Woody at his most fierce, and I understand he's putting out an election year record as well, same sort of angry stuff, so I'd recommend you to check out. I can't for the life of me think what it's called now, the last one.
Pull up some dust and sit down.
That's it. Thank you very much, sir. Pull up some dust and sit down. It's really, really great stuff on it, really great. So yeah, it's the whole point of writing political songs is if you think you've got a perspective that nobody else has got. It's not a point, you know, when people write political songs and they kind of send me them, they're often underlining something that's broadly known, and that's okay. You know, it's not a bad thing to do. But really, the thing that motivates me to sit down and just try and write something from a different perspective. And I was thinking about playing a song that sort of illustrates that, if that's okay.